Badmen, LB, Rupert, Albert, and the Bishop Paul Brown. Badmen for the 2020-2021. And you know what it is. You know Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego too. This is Paul and Rupert.
We're back!
Coming out with a brand new thought, covered under the blood in which we were born. So we know how to get to.
Is for bold, A is for active, D is for determined. When you consider King David valiant, you have an idea and understanding for taking this. Stay tuned.
Hallelujah, revive us again.
We are excited to bring fresh commentary, good conversation with two bad men. Boy, you don't want to miss this. Bad Man for Christ. Join us.
Stands for determined, just like Peter when he did his first sermon. As the saying goes, bad men for Christ. That is how we'll be for the rest of our life. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our show because you're stuck in the house with nowhere to go.
Overseer, welcome. Oh my goodness. Another wonderful, anticipated, exciting. I'm doing all of that because this is the last show for season number 2. And I'm just excited. Overseer, I want to be the first to say thank you to all our friends on Facebook, all our friends on YouTube, and subscribers on YouTube rather, that has been supporting us for season 2. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Want to let you know that God loves you and I love you. Overseer loves you, and we just really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support.
Yes, I concur and agree totally wholeheartedly with you, Bishop. We are so happy and just proud that we were able to do another season. I don't even know how many episodes we did, maybe 20 plus episodes we did of this in this season. And it's just been really, really, really fun, really, really great. And we are just excited that you have shared these Monday evenings with us for week after week coming in. And we are excited about their third season. We're going to have some different things happening. We're going to do some little different things here and there. But it's going to be exciting, it's going to be great, and it's going to be bold, active, and determined. So we can't wait to have our third season with you starting on September. I forget the exact date, the first Monday in September. We will be back. We will be airing with you. But please remember that we have our sister show that will cover the summer months for us called The Mission is Possible, sponsored by the Badman for Christ. So please join them on Mondays at 7:15. It will be talking about missions and missions work and different things that you can do, and different people talking about what they do to show you that missions is still needed, is still going, and the different things that you might be possibly able to join in and get into if you're looking to do something on a worldly basis. So on a world basis, sorry. So thank you so much. But Bishop.
Yes, well, before you go, wait a second, man. We still have some housekeeping to do.
Oh,
we have to recognize Elder Mark Brodus, your good friend, for coming in, man. Elder Mark, thank you, man. We appreciate you. Always there to help us to come in as and sponsor and host the show with either myself or Overseer Rupert.
Yes, sir.
I know you like me better, so we got a better show when you and I do it. I can't. It's not you when you host with Overseer Rupert. It's him. But we really appreciate it and thank you so much. Yes.
Hey, Mark, just tell Bishop yes, because he needs it. He needs that love. So give him that hug. Tell him, yeah, you're right, Bishop. Well, we know the deal. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But again, yeah, we thank Mark for dedication to the show. As he said, he's been a host with us. We really appreciate you. We want to also thank all of our guests that have been on. The last few weeks has just been me and you, just, you know, giving out our opinion and asking for people to share theirs. But week after week, when we've had guests, I don't think we had a bad guest. They were just getting better and better. And man, I can't wait to see what we do next year. God is really blessing us. And that's the thing, you know, Bishop, I really do believe God had his hands on this, and it's only going to get better. So I'm excited.
Of course, you got our producer. We want to say a big thank you for Ken Walsh, who came in the middle of the second season, and my goodness, what a blessing he has been. And want to let our audience know that as one of the producer, not only does he actually help us to in the broadcast the show, but also in the different topics and his suggestions, and we truly appreciate it. So and we want to let you know that there's a team working with us, and Walsh has been a blessing. And of course, Deacon Minot, the guy behind the production, our merchandise and having those things ready. Overseer, we are blessed. I know we're taking up some time here, but just to appreciate those that have been a help and a support to us. Thank you.
Yeah, we got to mention, I know you don't see him a lot, but Sean Gore is our social media guy. And we'll be talking about social media today, by the way, but Sean's a social media guy, so we thank God for him also. And, you know, Rodney, I see out there, Rodney is our UCJC National Men's President. There is generations of presidents right here. I got the president right beside me. Bishop Paul Brown was the president who brought up the Badmen for Christ. He dropped it on us one year. It was awesome. And from then, we've just been kicking it. And then I got Rodney Lewis, who is our president right now. He's here and he's saying he can't wait to see you guys. And I'm truly the same. I can't wait to get into the men's conference. I haven't seen the men of UCJC for 2 years now, Bishop. It's been a long time. We've been on phones. We've been on Bible studies. We've been to the Badmen Show. But it's about time I get to hug some of my brothers, tell some of my brothers, man, I miss this. So I can't wait. So I'm excited about Convocation this year. Convocation. I'm excited about Convocation. I can't wait. I leave tomorrow from Tuesday to Friday. We've got Convocation, and I'm excited about it. It may not bring your fishing boat. Oh, you to tell me. Now I got to get my fishing boat ready. It may not be as big as it was in the past, but I believe it's going to be as filled with the Spirit as it always is, and that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I need.
Yeah, that's a blessing. We want to say to our guests that are on this evening, if please share with us your feelings of season number 2, and if you can recall any one of the episodes that really touch you, that was a blessing, just let us know. Just let us know. We appreciate that. All right, Overseer, talk to me. What's going on?
So, Ronnie's asked me to bring the ones that he left in my bed. Man, I gotta find them, Ronnie. Oh wow. Okay, I gotta find them. I don't know where they are. They might be at the church. I'll find them. The 2 poles he left. Okay, I'll find them. Today we are going to talk about Bishop. So, Bishop, let me say this, right? So, we are part of this new phenomena that has happened especially in the world. It's not just America, but it's in the world, called social media. There is this phenomena called social media. It is taking over. I mean, literally, people are becoming famous. They're becoming millionaires over social media. The different types of there's many different venues out there. We use Facebook, we use YouTube, but there's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. There's this new one you were telling me about called Meta, which is going to be the new phase of Facebook. There's Pinterest. There's just tons of them out there, and those aren't even the ones that have come and gone, no longer around anymore. And the small ones that are out there, ones that are being developed. So we want to talk about social media for a second, and we want to talk about, is social media something we have to fear or embrace? Is this something that we should be concerned about, Or should we just say, hey, it's just the next phase of communication between human beings? There was once knocking on doors, then came letters, then came the phone, now social media. What is the deal, Bishop? Let's talk about this.
All right, so to preface your conversation, let me just say this up front. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and the list goes on and on. They are all tools. That's what they are. Tools. They are tools that we can use to communicate. They, of course, they have different venue in how they're used, but the bottom line is they are tools. Now here's a challenge. When you are given a tool, you can either use it properly or you can use it improperly. And I think there is the problem behind when we start talking about the idea of social media. If I give you a hammer, I say, overseer, this is a hammer, a tool. Would we be having a discussion whether the hammer is some danger to the hammer or is something that we need to embrace? It is a tool. It's a hammer.
Bishop. The problem, Bishop, is that if you give me a hammer and I'm in my right mind, I'm going to use the hammer right.
Right.
But if I'm some crazy maniac, I may take that hammer and start bashing people over the head with it.
Exactly. Exactly. But we don't have.
But that's one thing. But number two, Bishop, is there are some tools that never need to be made. Shouldn't have been made.
Really?
Why was it made? No one uses it. There are those tools like that. So is social media, was it a tool that needed to be made? Should people become rich off of doing stupid stuff on social media? There are people who just go, and people watch these people and they imitate it and do little videos of their own, and these people are becoming rich off of stupid stuff. Bishop, come on.
Overseer, again, it all boils down to how you use the tool. So we don't have a whole bunch of crazy people running around like you just mentioned with a crazy person with a hammer using it improperly. We, quote unquote, believe that we have sensible people. And if you are talking about sensible people doing crazy things, is it the people or is it the tool? So should we be blaming the tool or we should be paying more close attention to the people? Yes. Well, what did Walt say? Oh, you're laughing at Walt. What did he say?
We should be doing the click dance I just did. Maybe we can start a TikTok trend and do a tick dance, Bishop. We want to do it at the same time. Do it at the same time I start a trend and people will do the Badmen for Christ snapping dance. You never know. But Bishop, the tool is one thing. But people have created these tools knowing what was going to happen and make money off this thing. There might have been some things that truly had a purpose at one time, but now there are certain things like Snapchat was just made to take pictures and send them to people instantly so you can make comments about their picture. So what do? I take a picture of me eating some food and somebody then comments, oh, that rice looks scrumptious. Are you serious? Have you wasted the time to look at that and say that? I don't know.
Well, let our producer put up our two comments from Taffany's. Let's talk about them because I believe she hits. What?
There are inventions that aren't smart, but people become rich off them too. It does take hard work to become an influencer. I think she wanted to write.
Right.
So what she's saying is, look, Pastor Johnson, why are you blaming social media? Because there are other tools that people have used that have been stupid and that have made money, like the pet rock that people bought that at some time and things like that. But here's the difference, my young sister, is that I don't have to see those other tools. Social media is in the face of everybody now. And even I had to jump on the bandwagon with the Badman Show because social media is everywhere.
And we are using it as a tool to get our opinions, to get our views, to get what we would like to share with our audience into the wider population. Now, overseer, if
we
you
want to be influencers, so we don't want to start a trend. We want to give people, the reason why we started the show, right, was so that people could give their opinion and not be, and have, and again, not feel that they have to be politically correct because they're Christians or they believe in Christ. They don't have to come here and be able to hide behind certain things. They could be free to give their opinion, and we talk about it. There is nobody here trying to convince you that they're wrong and we're right. We're here sharing our opinion. It's a little bit different than a lot of other things that go through on social media.
But overseer, when we get to 1 million subscriber, and we have every one of our subscriber buying a T-shirt, you know how many millions we'll be making? We will be rich on social media.
No, but we won't. Why? You know why we won't be rich? Because, Bishop, we're not trying to be rich. We are going to end up giving that money to some sort of function, some sort of charity, some sort of this. And we will, yes, we might get something, but we're not trying to, again, influence people. We're trying to create something in this country, in this world, that people can take with them and be proud of. Yes, I am a proud bad man for Christ. I'm proud to say I'm bold, I'm active, and determined. I'm not trying to become the next Tyler Perry who will tell people all these things, and when I get my studio, I forget all those that were carrying me through these things. I won't be doing that. I will be still the same Rupert Johnson, and I think that what we have to remember is that we're not using this, and again, we're not delving into social media as other people have, and we'll get into that.
Right.
We're just on the cusp of it.
So let's jump into it then, because here it is. Number one challenge that I see with social media: addiction. People get addicted to the social media, and how can you tell? Well, as a software engineer myself, I know that the programming for any one of these platforms is to get you engaged, and not only to engage you, but to keep you engaged.
Yes.
Which is now the primary recipe for addiction. So now you see young folks, they are basically handicapped because one hand has to be having the phone and there's only one hand to do whatever needs to get done. You can't effectively wash the dishes with one hand. You need both hands.
Yeah.
But the addiction to social media has caused issues and situations and problems because some individuals cannot get off their phone, off their cell phones.
Bishop, why is it that a school has to tell a student to hand in your phone? What in the world is a student who's at school supposed to be learning have to have a phone on them and have to have that phone on their desk, where teachers have to take phones away from their students so their students can study? How come we as parents have to tell our children that you only get a certain amount of airtime, iPad time, and other time you have to read and do all these things? How come people even like me and you have to worry about our phones? If we lose them, what happens? If I lose my phone, I panic. Where's my phone? Because people are hitting me up through text messages. They're hitting me up through Facebook, through WhatsApp. I get hit up with messages, so I can't lose my phone. Whereas in my daddy, he wasn't as effective pastor, if not more so than I am. He didn't have a cell phone.
All right. So now you talk about schools. All right. Listen, we also have contributed to the addiction with students with the phone. Remember the timetables, 1 to 12, where you're going on 9 times 9, bam,
81.
7 times 6, bam. You see,
I forget what it is.
Now you got young folks. They need to use the phone, overseer, in order to do their timetables. So therefore, they need it. And so social media just use it as a launching pad to get them either further engaged. And once they're engaged, then they become more addicted. Look at the different things that you have timers, and that tells you when you get a message.
Notifications.
Instantaneously. You can be glued to the cell phone based upon how the programming is structured.
Yeah, and there's two types. There's two types of the addiction, right? You're either addicted to the entertainment aspect of it, but then you're also addicted to the informational part of it, because on some of these social medias, they give out information. People get a chance, like you and me, will get on a social media and they'll talk about things, and people get addicted about those topics that they're talking about. They'll get addicted to, oh, I want to hear about this. I want to hear about that. Oh, this person, it knows what they're talking about. We'll get into that. Let's bring in some of the comments. I believe there might be some comments that we have. One of them, Mark Bodis, you need to have the turn off switch in your mind.
Can't do that,
man.
That's not possible
right now. It's tough.
Same issues apply to church. On the phone while in service, of course. And Mark, I hope that they're texting somebody about the message. When I see them using the phone, I says, "Oh, I hope you're tweeting, telling someone I just made a great point."
I hope you're texting Jesus. So who is using the tools and on who is the tool being used on? Well, it all depends, right? Because if I'm the one who's being the influencer, I'm the one on social media, I'm the one using the tool. And all the people who are watching, the millions of viewers are getting addicted to this thing, are the ones being nailed on the head, right? So they're the ones being, okay, don't forget to watch your show. I mean, we do it, like and subscribe and do this. And there's different ways that we do it to make people want to remember our show so they come back. But my issue isn't the informational or the shows that have some sort of, entertainment value with information. My issue is the addiction that people get to some of the silly things that go on. I mean, literally, somebody will take pictures of their family doing stuff, eating dinner, talking, taking them to the park, and people get enthused with what's going on. And it all started with reality TV. That's where we should really start. It all started with reality TV was the first thing. So before social media, there's reality TV. But now you can carry reality TV with you in your hand, and they're only 15-second snippets.
Well, with Mr. Walsh's question, overseer, my concern is the people who gets their news from social media. And what has been reported, which on whatever platform, and there's some people who believe it's the Bible. They don't even stop to think that someone could be promoting some kind of propaganda. We see this all the time in the political venue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the things. What was it? Oh, okay. You got to answer that question. Keep that question up. That's a good question. Keep that question before I would answer. I would respond to Bishop's point. Bishop, you're right, because they don't, the news now, first of all news or all informational news should be looked at, and should be, you yourself should make sure that you have the story as it should be. There are people that come on these social media points that have no background in what they're saying. They just say stuff to get people to click and to hit and to respond. And some of these people don't even believe what they say, but they're going to say it because they know it's an avenue where they can get people to come in. And then this is the question. Bring up Deacon Howell's question again. He asked the question about, what will the Badman Show do if you get a paid advertising offer? I will take it.
It's a no-brainer. Deacon, no-brainer.
Yeah, I will take it. But what we do with it is going to be what is the important part, right? That's what the important part. I will take it because it means that we are becoming effective. Our show, what we want to do with our show, is becoming effective. Right now, we are far from getting an advertising offer, but hopefully in the third season, we might hit that goal. But our responsibility is to keep true to what our show is, not just to get clicks.
No, overseer. But of course you gotta put some. You may want to qualify that take it, because it depends what was gonna be advertised.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's true. Yes,
right.
We're not going to advertise everything.
It's everything. It was safe. So I don't want Deacon Howell to say, "Oh my goodness, I might as well leave now." Yeah. No, sir.
No.
We will maintain our integrity.
Yes, sir.
By all means.
Yes, sir. Yeah, certain things we're not going to advertise. We're not going to advertise certain things. We're going to make sure that it is something that we as bad men for Christ would want to promote. Yes.
No. So let me ask it. What about TikTok? Because TikTok is not a news outlet, as far as I understand it, but they do have individuals who post what they call TikTok informational. So now, should there be some qualifier disclaimer at the top that says, for every TikTok, you need to make sure this information is correct? Because the naive person will hear or see something on TikTok and believe that it's true.
So Bishop, I wonder how come people get locked in on TikTok folk who say some things, who have no degrees, have not studied what they said, have not done research to do what they said. They just want to say it or heard it because it sounds pretty. I tell you, on TikTok, Rockefeller must have been the most evil guy to walk this earth. Everything that goes wrong in this world, Rockefeller, it had to do with Rockefeller. It's incredible. They have people saying that the Rothschilds have so much power. There are people saying that the Illuminati is real. There are people saying that the world is flat. They have people saying that the consumption of water is going to end up draining the world of its natural resources. It's not global warming. You can make up anything, put it on TikTok, and if you get enough followers, it becomes real to certain people. They have a certain president that you will, if you watch TikTok, who still should be president because he didn't lose the election, and they're still talking about it, still making mention of it, and it's on TikTok, and people believe it. And TikTok wasn't meant to be informational; it was meant to be an entertainment. There was, amen, Sister Michelle. One fool will make many.
So again, it gets back to me. It's a tool. So the folks who are engaged, are hooked on TikTok, they should really look to see what the purpose, why it was created, so that they can absorb they consume whatever is being broadcast with the understanding of why and how that system was being developed.
Yeah, and let's talk about. I don't want to air out TikTok because maybe it may be our sponsor one day. So I don't want to put them under a bus because it's not just TikTok, but it's anything that provides information, even if it's CNN, Fox News, CNBC, C-SPAN. I don't care what it is.
The Badmen Show.
News. You as an individual need to make sure that you look and research on your own to see if that stuff is valid. Or if you're going to believe it, that's fine. Believe it, hold your opinion, but then don't force your opinion on other people because maybe your opinion is really just wrong. And it's totally possible. Our opinions on this show could be wrong. And I'm not sitting here saying they're right. I'm just saying it's my opinion. And I want to hear your opinion. So tell me right now, folks that are listening, what's your opinion about these social medias that are out there, and that are they influencing you? Are they influencing family members, and how so? Right?
Oh, well, Ken has a good point here.
It says, I don't know if it's I still TikTok. Maybe I believe that TikTok is a alternative news source, but you can't believe everything you see on it. See, some people think that TikTok is an alternative news source. First of all, TikTok was not made to be a news source. So right away, right? So for instance, a truck is not made to be a race car, but can you race a truck? Yes.
Sure can.
Will it ever beat any race cars? No, because it wasn't meant to be a race car. A race car was not meant to tow stuff, but you can tow stuff, but you end up breaking the race car. What I'm trying to say is that people will use different outlets because it's an easy way to bring especially false news. I was looking at one TikTok, I shared it with some folks, that the lady came on and said that a rabbi told her that Moses was never real. A rabbi told her that Moses was not real, and it had over 2 million views. Now, in a world of 7 billion, it doesn't look like that much, but there's 2 million people who might be telling other people there's no such thing as Moses. And that totally is, for what I believe, inaccurate, because historians will tell you differently.
Go ahead,
Bishop.
Not only that, though, when you use those social media, you really need to find out who is that rabbi, what qualification the rabbi has. That's one of my challenge. Now, let me say this now, as an African American, I like Facebook and YouTube because it can capture pictures, especially being an African American, in some of the challenges that we face in the outer society. Like, if it wasn't for some of those videos on Facebook, a lot of some of the corrupted things that some of these law enforcement has done to African American would not have been exposed. Now, Facebook is a good tool right there to that I can use in some venue. So I don't know if you know that on Facebook, well, on your phone, you can automatically say I'm being pulled over by police, and instantaneously your phone will begin to log you into Facebook, and you log into Facebook, and then it's just record the entire incident. So that is a tool. That is a tool. And that is a tool that is actually sharing reality. It's not what somebody says, it's what is actually being depicted, what's actually taking place.
Yeah, but
Now, those situations I can go with. The ones I have a challenge with is when somebody say or repeat something else.
yeah, I agree. That I think is a good reason to have Instagram Live, Facebook Live, because if I need to protect myself from something that's going on the outside, that social media use is a good way to protect myself. I'm not. I love that fact. What I don't like is when I use social media to try to influence somebody on something, and I don't have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. I was not educated in this. I did not learn from this. That's what gets me upset about social media. Simon,
All right, take Simon, and then we'll just say thank you to our producers. Go ahead, overseer.
okay, let me put this on social media. Real news, Bishop. I have your parking pass for a convention. Cannot wait to see you and your wife.
Let me agree with him on social media. Thank you, Mr. Rollins, Deacon Rollins, and I truly appreciate it, sir.
There was a time I had a parking spot too. You know what the good thing about being a bishop's son is that you used to get a good parking spot too, because you just drive your dad and you would just say, "Hey, I need a good spot." So at one time, Simon would hook me up with a good parking spot, but now that Daddy has gone on to be with the Lord, and I'm not a bishop, I'm just a pastor. I don't get a good spot anymore. So, and I know Simon. Simon should be hooking me up. We should talk about that. Side note, how come if we're in the world, you get a hookup from your brother, but if you're in the church, your brother can't hook you up with a good parking spot? There's some things we got to talk about in church. I don't know. But go ahead, Bishop. I'm sorry. Go back to what we're talking about.
Well, what I want to say is I want to say thank you to our producers. This is the last time for this season that we want to say thank you to Mr. Walsh, Kenneth Walsh, and to Albert Minard for just being on, helping us, working on the team, getting the information over to us and over to our user. We really appreciate it and thank you so much. We're looking forward to what they're going to help us with in season number 3. As Overseer said, we're expecting to have some interesting modification and changes just for you. So please, when we start back up in September, come on back and be a part of season 3. Overseer?
And for those, and don't forget the merch that we have, please remember that. But for those that will be in Baltimore at UCJC at Transformation Art Morningstar for our convocation, I will be having some items with me for the Badman that you can buy right there. And if you are there, I'll make sure that if Bishop's around, I will around, and you want my autograph, I will put my autograph. I'm just joking. But we'll have some merchandise for you guys. So that we can make sure that you can have some of the Badman for Christ stuff. Yes, Simon. He wants a parking spot for some Showtime hookup. Yes, sir. Yes. Matter of fact, the first guest for our 3rd season will be Simon Rollins. he'll be our first guest for our 3rd season. Hook me up so I want a parking spot. All right. All right. So, Bishop, let's talk about some of the issues that we see on social media that we should discuss. Some of the issues that are prevalent to, at least our eyes, and let's see what the audience thinks. If social media is a good place to find that information, or should we go someplace else? Let's talk about the first one: politics.
No, I do not suggest that you actually get your news report from social media in regards to politics. Of course, I mean, anyone who has followed the 2020 and heard all the different tools, how the tools has been used to sway the voting population based upon what was being broadcast over Facebook. You can see how the level of influence that can actually happen. I would strongly suggest that you use some other means in order to get your political news or political information.
My thought on the politics and social media is that if you're going to go to it, don't let it be your only source of information. If you're going to use it, make sure some of the things that they're saying are valid, because that's what gets people in trouble. We have friends of the show that will tell me that Obama didn't do that much for the country, and I am amazed at people who say that, because when you look at what he had to come into and what he left, because if you understand presidencies, sometimes your actions do not happen when you're president. They happen a few years later because there's an effect. And so a lot of things that the following president was given credit to was really during the Obama administration that helped bring those things in with the rules and regulations that they created. So social media will tell you that Obama didn't do this, and different people get on there and say that a lot of things that Donald Trump has done was never done before, which is again false. Some of the things that people say have never done before, if you go research it, it has been done before. You have a great point with politics. You looked at something previously on the political side that was said that we were given saying we got to look at this, and it wasn't accurate. So
right.
we'd be very careful.
Yeah, let's of course we did hit on using social media. This is a good one, and we agree on this one, that when it comes to some of the capturing current situation for your safety, it's perfect. Facebook Live, Snapchat, excellent tools for those things, where you can, even among friends, we have seen incident between neighbors. We have seen incident in the park, Central Avenue Park, where somebody just videotape the actual occurrence that's going on. I think it's excellent there, because it's current, it's what's happening, and you're videoing it. You're not creating anything, you're videoing it. Now, there may come a time when folks may be creating videos of situation and post it on Facebook or wherever, and that could be an issue. But no. How about what just happened, Roe versus Wade? Should we get our information on that from social media?
So there's going to be tons of things said about Roe versus Wade, about what that will affect, what will be done, why it was done. A lot of people on social media are saying that it was done so that a certain race can increase their number of individuals who are living. And it may sound okay, but then again, let's do our research. Do the numbers match up? Is it true? Is it accurate? There's so many different factors. So I don't think that it was a political or a race type of issue. But you'll hear your things about it. Then you also will hear on it about how it affects the minorities, how it affects women, and people will bring their different opinion. Now, I don't mind it if you say, this is my opinion. It's when they start saying, you don't know what is being hidden and being the underlying thing of why this rule was passed. That's when I say, wait a minute, how do you know this? Who's telling you this information? Because you're not giving me any sources. That's the one thing about journalism. Journalism has to have a source, or newspapers can't print it. Good newspapers can't print it. It doesn't have a source. But you can get onto these social medias and say stuff, and like you said, who was that rabbi? Who was that person who told you? Where did you read this from? Because when I look it up, I don't see any of that.
Right. Now, I agree with you. Now, what about what social media is saying? Climate change. Should we, for something as pure scientific as climate change, should social media be the venue in which we should be gathering information? I'm saying no. I'm absolutely saying no. Anything that's scientific, because again, it's mostly individual who are making statements or or institution or whoever they are, they're making some type of statement. We need to have you need to make sure that whatever is stated, that you have, as you said, a source, and not just any source that has degrees or studies within are studied in that discipline, so that you can be kind of comfortable that they are good source. Overseer, when I was, I was told by a great preacher that when you're preparing your message and you do your research, this is what he said to me: it's your best resources are the dead ones.
Okay.
And if they've been dead a long time, the information that you read is very good.
Yeah, less influence, right? Less influence, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're dead, and they didn't get all these other things coming into their mind. And I agree. One of the things that my dad said to me, and I live by that, is people will be people, and people will say stuff just because they want to be heard. And you have to be real careful, because people will say stuff on climate change because they want to be heard. What did I'm trying to remember what Trump said. I hope somebody can remember what he said about climate change, that something wasn't real. And he has no it was about the forest. He said something about that forest fires just start because of combustion. It's some crazy he was saying. And he has no idea. And people agreed with him. He has nothing to do with science, nothing to do with botany. He has no knowledge of that. But he said it, and people ran with it. That forest fires just are combusted. This boom, they just blow things in. I'm like, this is crazy. Our issue with global warming, with what's going on with our environment, please be very careful on what you believe. Read it, because it's not going to maybe be you that will be fully affected by it, but it may be your children or your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren that will be affected by what we do today. And we have to be responsible people to know the truth, not to just say or listen to somebody, but research it.
So the best use for social media, in my humble opinion, the best use of social media is entertainment. That's the best use. Entertainment, and as well as communication. Communicating with your friends, keeping in touch, passing data back and forth. Basically, that is the best use of entertainment. Whenever you go a little bit beyond that, you probably will end up in some kind of trouble.
Well, for me, I like for me, it's the keeping in touch with people. It is being able to express oneself, and to show people some sides of you that maybe people can't see from a daily basis. I can show people my hobbies, what I like to do, share with my friends what I like to do. But the other part of entertainment, the dances, literally people are famous for certain things that I'm like, why is this person? So here's Jake Paul and or Paul Logan and whatever their name is, Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Here these two guys are. They're millionaires, and they're millionaires. Why? Because social media made them millionaires. And it is incredible to me that now they have a platform where he can go on, and boxers, people like Mike Tyson are saying, hey, If they want to go box, they have 10 million followers. It only helps boxing. I look at this like, no, it doesn't. Because there are great boxers out there that will not be seen like they will be. And people will think what they're doing is boxing. You put them in a ring with a real boxer, they're not lasting one round. But yet, people are going to think that's what boxing is. They may never see the Canelos. They may never see some of the older boxers like Sugar Ray Leonard or Mike Tyson himself or Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. They're not going to see a lot of them, but they're going to see Jake Paul because they're on social media forever. And that's my problem. A lot of this other entertainment stuff is going to water down the real stuff.
Well, Overseer, let me say to our audience, as we kind of coming to the close, not only of the season, but of this show, is you, as a software engineer, remember, whatever you put on social media lasts for eternity. It will never go away. So I believe one of our audience, I believe one of our listeners had mentioned something that do not put things on social media because it will affect your job. Interview you applying for a position in a certain company, because employees, keep your soul clean if you're looking for a job, because employees are checking.
It's a great
young ladies, if you are expecting to be married, keep it clean, because that knight in shining armor has his cell phone and he's also checking his social media,
just like the ladies are.
Yes, keep it clean. Remember, you cannot erase it. I believe I saw that Apple is coming out with where you can delete a text or something like that from message. Believe me, it's not being deleted. It just appeared that it's been deleted.
It's there.
Whatever you put out there, just remember the fable that they taught me when I was in kindergarten. Humpty Dumpty sat up on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses, the king's men could not put Humpty together again. Once you hit the send button, once you hit the return button, it is gone, and there's no way you're going to be able to take it back.
Yeah, whether it's your picture, whether it's what you say, somewhere in a server somewhere in this country, those things are stored. And if you're willing to, and there's people that are willing to pay to, if you ever become famous, they'll hunt it down until they find it so they can do something against you. So be really careful. Matter of fact, you don't even have to be in, it may not even be your social media, Bishop, though. That's the other thing that's crazy. You can be somewhere and get caught and be on somebody else's social media.
Exactly.
Right? Urban Meyer, the great coach of Ohio State, who's supposed to be a deep Christian man, was caught on somebody's social media at a bar being grinded on by some young lady half his age. And he's married. And he got caught on it. And he couldn't deny it. It's him. You can see it's him. Couldn't deny it. So you even have to be careful, because social media, what they have now is real easy, real simple. And Bishop, we didn't talk about it, but before we close out, this new meta something that's coming, you guys are talking about, right? The new thing Facebook is doing with the virtual reality. You get this Oculus stuff, you put these things. And if we talk about people zoning out now, when you can have an alternative universe where you can be whoever you want to be.
There you go.
How then are you going to zone out? I would ask people, if you have not watched this movie or there's a documentary I want you to watch, and there's a movie I want you to watch. The movie is called The Circle. If you have not seen it, it's with Tom Hanks. Watch it. There's a documentary that I think that our producer told us is called The Social Media our environment or something, or experiment, social media experiment. Please watch, see if you can find that documentary and watch it. There's also a show for the kids called Wally. Wally's another show that talks about what happens when everybody zones out. There's another one called Ready Player One, where we talk about everybody zoning out into the game world. These are movies, and you know what? We laugh at them, we smile at them, we think they're great entertainment. But Bishop, we'll find out that in Star Trek, didn't they used to have the little flip communicator, which was so futuristic, where everybody was like, that will never happen. And guess what? We had the flip ones. Now we even have better ones than they had before. Look at my beautiful wife. If you can see her. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it's just wonderful to know that, hey, this stuff that movies are making today could come true if we're not careful.
Right. Yes. And we definitely need to be. And so, we want to really say to our listening audience, whatever you can do to pass this information on to your children and your grandchildren, please do so, because they are already caught up into the system itself. They're already in the game, and you and I may be on the outside, and we watches the game sometimes of a very different perspective than the individuals that are in the game, and we need to do our best to guide and to instruct our younger generation to be extraordinarily careful for the challenge and the danger of being caught up in the social media frenzy, so as to speak.
Yes, please be careful and watch yourself. But that being all said, Bishop, please like and subscribe.
Well, remember,
dear friends.
Remember, this is a Badman Show, and yes, we are on social media. Yes, but we want to consider ourselves as the good choice that you can make. So again, we truly appreciate that. Thank you, Overseer. Overseer, thank you for a wonderful season. I'm going to miss you for the next couple months.
Man, well, the great thing, Bishop, is we're buddies, so we won't miss each other too much. We just want to see each other every Monday. I'm going to be happy I can come home on a Monday and lay down for a little bit. I'll be happy about that. But I'm going to miss all of our fans that have been watching us, all of our friends that have been supporting us. I'm going to miss you guys for these next few Mondays. I can't wait to get back and get started, because it's going to be an awesome season 3. But you know what? Keep the buzz, everybody. Don't let it die down. Keep the buzz out there. Let everybody know season 3 is coming. And when we come back, we're going to come back bigger and stronger. And we're going to come back even better than we were in season 2. And we know that it's all because of you all who support us. So God loves you. We love you. I hope to see you. Those that are in UCJC, hope to see you at Convocation. Those that are not, hope to see you soon. Love you all. Badman for Christ. Bishop,
I also want to say, remember, this is, as we are on a social media platform, you can always go to YouTube and see all of both series. You can binge watch the Badman Show from series 1, from season 1 to season 2. You can scroll through and pick the one that you want. And of course, we're still working on our website. And as soon as we get the website up and going, it will be even far more easier to accept some of the past shows that we have. But as Overseer said, again, we truly appreciate your support. I love you. We love you. God loves you. And it's going to be a great, 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 great season 3 that we're preparing for you. So continue. Keep posts. Keep that button ready to click for the Badman Show. God bless you. Enjoy the off season and see you again next season.
Don't forget, join us, Badman for Christ.
Badman Show.
Us again, B to the A to the D to the M. So sing hallelujah, revive us again. B to the A to the D to the M. So sing hallelujah, revive us again.